I'm going to be doing my independent research project. I'm going to be doing mine on what life would be like if Hammurabi code of laws still existed today. He was born in 1792 BC in Babylon. I think that's how you say it. He died in 1750 BC, known for the Code of Hammurabi. His title is King of Babylon. His term was 42 years, 1792 to 1750. And he had no partners, and he was the ruler of Egypt. Crime would be very, very chaotic. Now, there wouldn't be that much crime, but then consequences. If a man has stolen goods from a temple or house, he shall be put to death. And he that has received the stolen property from him shall be put to death. I think, my honest opinion, this would be pretty bad, but then again it would be pretty good because we wouldn't have that many robberies going around, and we don't have temples now, so, but like there wouldn't be robberies from stores, houses, the level would just go down. And because usually now if you rob something, you just get put like 5 years in prison, and back then you get put to death. So it's fair. It's fair and not really fair, because like if you stole a wedding ring, and a TV and a bunch of other stuff that might be valuable to the family, he will be put to death. So you kind of see my point right there. And so I think it would be less chaotic, not a lot of stuff going on, and but then again it would be pretty chaotic. And then also, to go along with that one that I just said, if like say if a man had stolen this stapler. I'm pretty sure they didn't have staplers back then, but this is just an example. So if a man has stolen this stapler, then he will be put to death. But now they'll only get like what, 2 or 3 years in prison, because it's still a crime. And also the younger people who steal stuff, they get put to death. But now the younger people who steal stuff, nothing that bad happens. You kill somebody during the Hammurabi times, if you kill somebody, automatically get put to death. It depends if it was first-degree murder or second-degree murder, you get put to death. But in Hammurabi, no matter what it was, like first-degree murder isn't as bad as second-degree murder. So yeah. So then, if a man had done first-degree murder, he would be put to death. And if a man has done second-degree murder, he still should be put to death. But here, if a man has done second-degree murder, he'll usually get on the death roll, or he'll usually get on the death roll or something like that. But if a man has performed first-degree murder, he probably would just get 25 years of life in prison. If a man's wife has been caught lying with another, they shall be strangled and cast into water. Now let's take a couple minutes and talk about this one. Now if a wife has been caught lying with another, they just file some divorce papers, and then bada bing bada boom, they're done. But now, back then, if that happened, they would be strangled and cast into water, which I think is a bit overboard, because, I mean, sure, that happens around here sometimes, like in America, obviously. Like, maybe a woman can get killed by her husband for lying with another, but the man goes to jail. But the man could strangle his wife and still not go to jail. It would be fine. Has not been discreet, has gone out, ruined her house, belittled her husband, she shall be drowned. Or wait, say if somebody has gone out to get some milk without telling her husband, or went out to get something and her husband didn't know about it. When she gets back to the house, she'll be drowned. And now if a woman goes back and gets milk and she comes back and the husband says, "Where are you?" She just says, "I'm getting milk," and the husband's like, "Okay, that's fine." But just compare those two things. Which one do you think is worse? I'm going to obviously say, I'm pretty sure you would say the Hammurabi one too. Because the men have taken over the woman. So the woman can't do anything about it. And if they say, you shall not possess me, or something like that, they can kill, they can like do worse to her. So I think that's like really bad. If she has not borne children, her mistress shall sell her. If a woman has not borne a child, she gets sold to somebody she doesn't even know. Now let's compare that now. If a woman has not borne a child, they can like adopt one, they can live without having a child. But then if you have not borne a child, you would get sold to a man you don't know if he's a murderer or not. You don't know what he can do to you, and the men controlled over the woman, so it was, I'm pretty sure it was pretty scary, that category. But if a son has struck his father, his hands shall be cut off. And imagine this, they didn't like numb you up so that when they cut their hands, they cut your hands, you couldn't feel it. You probably just straight down put your hands down. They took a sword or a knife or whatever and just slashed it off. I mean, now if a son has struck his father, not that much bad things could happen. Like the worst that could probably happen is get put into juvie. But if his hands are, if that happened now, I mean, then his hands will be cut off. Now this, I'm kind of going all over the place here, but this has to do with basically the, like, death policies and everything. If a woman had died, her daughter shall be killed. So let's say if a mom who loves her child very much has died, then the daughter just gets killed, which I don't think really isn't fair. If a woman dies, or if a mother dies, her child should be able to do, more just to live a normal life. But let's compare it to now. If a woman dies, the daughter just lives her life like it was before, except for without a mother. But back then the daughter was killed. A slave has said to his master, "You are not my master." The slave gets his ear cut off. And now let's compare that to now. We don't have slaves, we have like maids and butlers and those kind of things. But if you said to your master, "You're not my master," the worst your master is going to do to you is say, "You're fired, get out of my house." But back then, you get your ear cut off, and the slaves didn't get as much as a good life as a maid or a butler did. The butler gets to live basically the life, like, they get to have their own room, they get to eat fancy dinners and everything like that. So I really don't think that is, I think that's a little weird. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. So thank you. Bye.